In this video, we're continuing with the properties of different parallelograms. Here we'll focus on squares. So squares are like rectangles where all the opposite sides and angles are congruent. The diagonals as well are all congruent. Here, it's like a rhombus as well, where the diagonals cross at perfect right or 90-degree angles. And just like a rectangle, all the angles are right angles or 90 degrees. So here we're going to use what we know about squares to answer some questions. In this picture, they gave us two sides. So here we could mark this side and this side as congruent. So I could say 2x plus 4 equals 3x minus 5. And I could use that equation to then solve for x. So my answer for x is 9. Now they want us to find BC, the length of BC, which is this side here. But we know that all the sides are congruent, so I can basically plug in 9 to any of the sides we already know. So I'll use this one. And I'm going to plug in our answer 9. So I get 22, which means each side of this square is going to be 22. So BC will also be 22. In our next image, they gave us two diagonals, but we know that all the diagonals are congruent. So we can set these equal to each other and solve for x. So our answer for x is 15. And now they want to know AC, which is actually this whole diagonal here. And we know that each diagonal piece is equal. So I'm going to plug it into 3x. So this becomes 3 times 15 or 45, which means each of these pieces is 45. And we know AC is the whole 9. So if you add 45 and 45 together, that comes out to 90 units. Here, this 3x is an angle, but we know that it's also a right angle. So it's also equal to 90 degrees. So basically everything here is a right angle. So 3x equals 90. So if we divide by 3, we get 30 for x. And then in our last example here, this is a square. So we know that every angle is a 90-degree angle. But a square, just like a rhombus, has angles that are bisected. In other words, each of these is equal to 2 congruent halves. So if we know that their right angle is 90, then each half would actually be 45 degrees. So we can set 9x equal to 45 and use that to solve for x. So x is equal to 5 units. So just to summarize, your squares are like your rhombus and your rectangles put together. Like a rectangle, every angle is 90 degrees. The diagonals are all congruent. But then like a rhombus, you have diagonals that are also perpendicular to each other, so they form a right angle. And you have diagonals that bisect each corner angle. So since each angle in the corner is 90, each of those many angles that are formed will be 45 degrees.